and welcome to this how to help video on dividing fractions, and we will be looking at the mixed number as well. So dividing fractions, let's give ourselves a question. 3/5 divided by a quarter. Okay, 3/5 divided by a quarter. We don't divide. We don't have a method for division in its own kind of right. What we do is we manipulate the question into a times question so that we can just do it. So we kind of do this one little thing and then we're back to multiplying. So it's quite nice because it means that we can keep with that multiplying skill that we have. So the method that we, or kind of like the statement that we use to help us remember what to do is keep, change, flip. All right. It looks almost like a KFC, but it's not quite. KCF, keep, change, flip. That's telling me to keep the first fraction. Change is where I'm changing it to a times. And then the flip is actually doing something called writing the reciprocal. And it's doing that enables this to work. So it's a really important step. I'm going to flip that fraction over on itself so that the 4 is at the top and the 1 is at the bottom. And then I can just do it. 12/5. I can leave my answer as that unless they tell me to put it in a mixed number. If I do put it in a mixed number, I'm going to say how many 5s into 12? 5s into 12 go 2, and then there's 2 left over the 5. Okay. All right, let's do another question. We'll do 3/7 divided by 4/5. So that divide sign needs to trigger KCF. And it's really worth writing it down so we can see what we want our brains to do. Okay, I'm going to keep 3/7. I'm going to change to times, and I've got to flip. So 5 and then 4. And now I can just do it. I've got 3 5s are 15, 7 4s are 28. I need to make sure that it doesn't cancel. And I'm fairly certain it doesn't. So that is our final answer. And that's it. I mean, we can do lots and lots, couldn't we? But the same process is going to happen every single time. So let's have a quick look at our mixed numbers just to see how we do those. So let's do 2 and 5/9. That is a 5, not a 3. Divided by 3.5. Okay, so remember, I've said this on all the fraction videos. We have a method for fractions, not mixed numbers. So I've got to turn this into fractions before I can do my KCF. Okay, so 9 2s are 18. Add on the top, and I've got 23. So 23/9. Divided by 3, or 2 times 3, which is 6, plus 1 is 7. 7/2. Now I'm going to do my keep, change, flip. So I'm probably going to write it over here, actually. So I've got to keep my 23/9. I'm timesing and then flipping 2/7. So 23 times 2 is 46, and 9 times 7 is 63. Job done. All right, check for cancelling, see if that is something that I can do. I know that the 63 is in the 9 and the 7 times table, but I know by checking and thinking about that 46 that isn't, so I can't use those times tables to cancel. It could be in the 3s because obviously those numbers go outside, so I really should be considering the 3s. And 3 does go into 63, but it doesn't go into 46. So it's not going to cancel by 3. I know I've got to cancel by an odd number because I have an odd number here. So there's no point in looking at the 2s and the 4s and the 6s because that's not going to work. The only other odd number that's less than 10 is 5. It's not in the 5s. So I'm going to leave it and say that that is not going to cancel any further. I know it doesn't. Okay, one more mixed number. Oh, I've used the rubber. My screen is getting very stroppy with me at the moment. And when I use the rubber, it doesn't show what I'm about to write. So fingers crossed, this is going to work. So we're going to do 1 1/3 divided by 2 1/2. There you go. I've written it and you can't see it. So we'll just wait. There we go. I was going to say, wait a second, it'll pop up. So there's my badly written 1. 1 1/3 divided by 2 1/2. So do that process. Get it into a fraction first. 3 times and then add on the top. Remember that process in order to get that right. So 3 times 1 is 3, plus 1 is 4. So that's going to be 4/3 divided by 2 times 2 is 4, plus 1 is 5. 5/2. Now I've got to do my keep, change, flip. So I'm going to keep 4/3, change to the times, flip that over. 4 times 2 is 8, and 3 times 5 is 15. And actually that one doesn't cancel. So that is the end of that. And that is dividing fractions. So I hope that you have found this useful. I hope that you have found the series of adding, subtracting, multiply and dividing really, really helpful. So the most important thing for you to do is just to get the trigger of that's add and subtract, so it's smashed window. That's multiply, just do it. That's divide, KCF. Those are the 3 things that you need to get your brain to trigger when it sees a fraction question. All right, so fingers crossed, your fractions will be aced in the exam.